Cartels, I'll give 150 guys, we'll give guns, we'll give money to support the war and this effort here. And it's still the head of a lot of these drug trafficking enterprises. They're going around pulling kids off the street, all decorated and lined there with 5 bodies with these sombrero hats. You've got these 2 cartel factions at each other. And another guy who's a very powerful player in Sinaloa, in the North Sinaloa, called known as Chapo Isidro. The same nickname Chapo, but small, short, stocky guy. But he's Chapo Isidro. He's a very powerful player in the north of Sinaloa, Guamuchil and then Mochis and that northern part of Sinaloa. So they had a meeting. They finalized. Okay, it was said in this meeting. Okay, Chapo Isidro was like, okay, I'll give 200 guys. Cartels, I'll give 150 guys. We'll give guns. We'll give money to support the war and this effort here. The war kicks off on Monday, September 9th, and you get these big convoys of Mayos gunmen going into Culiacán. Now, the way the geography of this territory works a bit, to understand a bit more about the Sinaloa cartel. So you have the state of Sinaloa, and surrounding states, Sonora, Chihuahua, Durango, and this is traditionally a very big drug trafficking area. It was very big historically for opium to make heroin, for marijuana. Now there's loads of fentanyl labs down there, loads of crystal meth labs there, and it's still the head of a lot of these drug trafficking enterprises. Go right back to there. So you have the area to the south of Culiacán is the real Mayos heartland. And this is, you go back to the village where he grew up and the area there into the city and some of the southern neighborhoods of the city, some of the still semi-rural areas. The Chapitos, meanwhile, so the Chapitos are the sons of El Chapo. And they're a different kind of organization because they grew up, rather than a lot of the old school drug traffickers, grew up in these mountain villages wearing sandals. The Chapitos, the younger generation, grew up going to private schools, grew up going to, table dance clubs and taking, photographs for Instagram. They grew up, with flash cars, and they revolutionized this with the synthetic drugs and very much controlled the heart of the city of Culiacán. So the war kicks off on the Monday, the September 9th. A convoy drives in and they start really attacking a target there in a neighborhood called La Campiña. And that's when it starts to explode. Now, since then, and I've just been there on a 3-day trip reporting on the ground there. The city has paralyzed. It's unbelievable to see. A city of 1 million people is basically people who are staying in their houses. It's like a COVID lockdown. Kids are not going to school. Businesses are not operating. It's like shattering the economy. And there's this just big fear around. Now, part of the fear is because you've got these 2 cartel factions at each other. And they're going for their targeting other people's places. So suddenly you see a video of like a neighborhood. It could be a residential community where they'll smash down the doors and they'll go in there and take somebody out. And then all the rest of the families are like in there like, damn, this is this is where we live. They're going around pulling kids off the street. You have a thing called punteros, who are they double as like lookouts, small drug dealers, kind of gunmen for the Chapitos, particularly these punteros. They were like all around the city. So the Mayos would go around and pick them up. But then anybody with like a young son of that age, if you've got a young son, 18, 20, you're scared your son's going to get picked up. They pick him up. I was going around covering these different crime scenes. On Sunday, I was up 6:40 a.m., first call, a house they went into, fired 320 bullets, grenade, stormed in the house, kidnapped 3 people, and killed a 19-year-old girl, shot her dead, her body was in the shower. From there, we ran, we drove fast, another scene of 5 bodies dumped. They all had sombrero hats on them, and I'll talk about the significance of that in a second. all decorated and lying there with 5 bodies with these sombrero hats. From there to another scene where there was a house shot up, and from there went to another scene with a naked body dumped. So there's 4 scenes we went to before even 10 a.m. before our breakfast, and we're like, scene. And people are seeing this and they're all terrified. It's, and this war could be just beginning.
Damn, that's scary. And I saw that you wrote something